Dr. Carter's demise was truly a loss to us all, despite his pushy, overinflated, headline-grabbing ego. At least he completed his work on the Ancient Egypt exhibit before he passed on. Dedicated chap, I'll say that for him.
Any idea who might have wanted to kill him?
The man had enemies crawling out of the woodwork, Miss Bow. Practically everyone's a suspect, if you ask me.
Everyone? Including you?
Well, perhaps I should say everyone except myself, since I was at the fundraising event when Dr. Carter was taken from us. Terrible thing, really.
He was a rather good-looking fellow, don't you think? Of course, I was at the party when he died, surrounded by witnesses, but I've already told Mr. O'Reilly about all that.
Someone got tired of the man's big ego would be my guess.
Any idea who might have killed him?
Anyone who ever met him. Did you talk to the man? He was so full of himself, there wasn't space for anyone else to be in the room with him.
How do you think he died?
You discovered the body, you silly girl. He died because someone stuck a dagger in his chest, which tends to do that to a man.
What happened to his body after you examined it?
The coroner was at the party. Maybe you met him. When he left, he took Dr. Carter's body with him, ego and all. Oh, he's an okay fella, I suppose. I haven't spent much time with the man. And where did you find that thing, then?
I found it in the Egyptian exhibit.
You wouldn't be disturbing the evidence at the crime scenes now, would you, lass?
Well...
I certainly hope not, because I'd have to be putting you away for tampering with evidence.
Oh, I certainly wouldn't want to tamper with evidence, sir.
I should hope not.
You see a short, elderly woman. This short, blustery man reminds you vaguely of President Roosevelt. Despite his diminutive frame, his bearing is self-assured and cocky, and his pince-nez only adds to the aura of distinguished snobbery. When you touch the painting, you smear a bit of the paint as if it's still damp. You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
Thank you for coming to see me, Olympia. This is very nice of you.
You're very welcome, my dear. What can I do for you?
Oh, you see, I found this strange bone, and I said to myself, Yvette, if anyone can tell you what this is, it would be Olympia.
A bone, you say? How fascinating. Where did you find it?
I found it right here in the museum. Here it is, Doctor.
Now, let me see. Ha ha! Yvette, you silly girl. This is a chicken bone.
It is?
Yes, of course. For it is still greasy. You got this at dinner, didn't you?
Oh, you have caught me, Olympia. I was playing the little joke on you.
You are a funny girl, Yvette, but I am quite fond of you.
Olympia, we are the good friends, no? I have the problem I wish to talk to you about.
Oh, certainly. What is it?
Come closer so I can whisper it to you. It is very personal, and I want no one to overhear.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
This door is locked. The cloth seems to be covering something up. A number of hieroglyphics are carefully drawn on the blackboard. A number of hieroglyphics are carefully drawn on the blackboard. While this is an interesting approach, it serves no practical purpose. Don't touch the chalkboard. You might smear the hieroglyphs. A number of hieroglyphs. While this is an interesting approach, it's Barney, Olympia's pet cobra. Not a good idea. The bottle says Dr. Moribund's guaranteed snake oil.
Good evening, Miss Bo.
Oh, you startled me.
Good. It gets the blood flowing, doesn't it?
Well, I suppose so.
I see you were looking at my snake oil.
Well, I was just looking around.
I'm sure you meant no harm.
What's the snake oil for, anyway?
It repels snakes, of course. Comes in handy when I'm working in the basement. I lost a load of Egyptian cobras down there a few weeks ago, and I occasionally come across one of those little darlings. Those snakes always want to bite me, but I'm sure they don't mean anything by it. It's just their way. They get nervous very easily, you know. Normally, I love to watch them kill things. My Barney will kill anything he can sink his teeth into.
Charming.
Well, I'd like to chat some more, but I've got to rush off and meet that young Steve fellow. He promised to show me his scars. See you later.
While the Although the light bulb is starting to cool, it's still too hot to handle. You pick it up and place it in your purse. backlit, you can read the words typed into the carbon paper. Ernie, Big Al called to see if you could do some fencing for him next week. He says he'll make it worth your while to do a fast fencing job. Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. You hear muffled voices coming through the door to Yvette's office.
Come a little closer, Monsieur Nazir. I am wanting to show you something.
And what would that be, Miss Delacroix?
Look at the palm of my hand.
It is a lovely palm, to be sure. But what am I supposed to see?
You see this line, monsieur? It is my love line.
My goodness, Miss Delacroix. It goes all the way up your arm and disappears up your sleeve.
Would you like to see where it ends up, Ramses? Have you ever been to Paris, Ramses?
No, I can't say I ever have.
Then you have never seen the Eiffel Tower?
No.
Well, by all means, let me show you.
Miss Delacroix, please. I'm a married man. Oh, dear.
Have you forgotten who let you into the museum, Ramses? Have you forgotten who showed you the secret room for your little ceremonies? You haven't, have you?
No, I haven't, but...
Then you will let me give you the grand tour of the tower, no?
We'll have to go somewhere else. I don't feel safe here.
Lead the way, monsieur.
You pick it up and place it in your purse. Rubbing the charcoal over the notepad has made the imprint readable. Yvette 8 o'clock Egyptian rum, Tut 10:15 Egyptian rum, Carrington 11 o'clock his office. Using your remarkable powers of deduction, you conclude that this little book contains phone numbers. Phone numbers: T. Dargan, WP 5125, R. Williams, BL 4468, I Did It, SH 0244, Be Safe, KL 0527, U Hoser, LI 2077, and yet KL 4004, E Leach, BR 1833. It's a portrait of the former Leyendecker Museum president, Sterling Waldorf Carlton. It's the personal diary of former museum president Sterling Waldorf Carlton. Not wanting to remove evidence from the crime scene, particularly when you must have broken some sort of law by opening the president's personal wall safe, you decide not to remove the diary. It's the personal diary of former museum president Sterling Waldorf Carlton. Glancing through the diary and the male handwriting within, It refers to Sterling's growing fear that the Countess only married him for his money and that she could be planning to kill him. The final entry reads, Yvette fears her too. You'll have to take a closer look. The note is written in a man's handwriting, probably belonging to Dr. Carrington. Countess and Ziggy at 1 a.m. Medieval armor display. A handsome desk clock. You touch the intercom unit, completely You touch The intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation.
Oh, I so love your scars, Wolfie. Show them to me again, darling.
They are yours to admire, my strudel.
Hoopa! Very, very nice.
Ja, and I have this new bone for your collection.
Ah, such a large bone, too. Where did you find it?
I've been carrying this bone around for years. It is yours now, my Fräulein. You may do with it what you will.
I'm impressed by your generosity, Wolfie.
The intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation.
Oh, my lover, how do you manage to do it so many times?
Sure, and a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
And you do it so well.
Try and keep your voice down, lass. Someone might hear us.
Oh, I do not care, my amour. Life, she is something we only enjoy once.
Sure, and begorra, I do this at least 50 times a day to stay in shape.
50 times, ooh la la, and what do you call this movement?
Sit-ups, lass. I also do 50 push-ups each day, then I run a few miles.
The intercom crackles and you overhear a conversation.
I'm telling you, pal, you're not supposed to be down here.
Nothing poisonal, Mac, but Archie said I could scope the place out.
Well, he didn't say anything to me about it. Neither did Mr. Heimlich. And he's the chief of security.
It's okay, Mac. Don't get your britches in an uproar. Trust me.
I'd only trust you about as far as I can throw you.
Hey now, there ain't no need for fiscal violence, Mac.
I'll give you 10 seconds. If you aren't out of my sight by then, I'm gonna hurt you real bad.
You're touchy, ain't ya? But I was done down here anyways. See you around, Mac.
Not if I can help it.
When you press the button, when you press the button, you pick it up and place it in your purse. Yes, there is definitely a seam in the statue's neck. It seems to go most of the way around. There's a tiny hinge on the back of the neck. Yes, upon close looking. Oh dear, the light bulb blew out. You hope someone will invent a reliable light bulb one of these days. The glass covering the alcove is marked with the words, "For emergency use only." The glass covering the alcove is smooth and cool to the touch.
Was ist los? What do you think you're doing? There's no emergency here. Nicht gefingerpoken mit der Lantern. Was ist los? What do you...
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Well, lass, we've known each other a long time, and I'm not ready to get married yet. But I know one thing for sure. I love you.
Oh, my great detective, this feeling, it is mutual.
Just be keeping in mind that I'd have to kill you if I ever found out you were sleeping with someone else.
What? Oh, you are to be making the little joke, no? Your sense of humor, it is magnifique.
I've already had one bad marriage, and it won't happen again. It's been a long time since I've been able to trust anyone as much as I trust you.
This is very flattering, my love. I am never to be knowing someone like you either. You are so good and so kind.
Well, I try, lass. I try. It's not easy being a cop in this town. The place is lousy with criminals, even in the police force.
Oh no, how terrible.
Sure, and it's a hard thing when a cop goes bad. I've seen it happen. A cop spends years fighting crime and watching the hoods get rich while he risks his life to make just a few bucks. The first time a cop takes a bribe, it bothers him. But then it gets easier.
You are such a strong man, my Ryan. You would never be accepting the payoff, no?
Sure, and I'm shocked that you'd even say such a thing, Yvette.
I'm sorry, my love. I should have known better.
You'll have to show me how sorry you are. Kiss me.
Gladly, my love. How can I resist?
Oh, excuse me.
Here now, be off with you then.
Oh, he's a good enough chap for a law enforcement peon.
The skull of the long-extinct horned rhesus, known in academic circles to be the source of much controversy regarding it as evidence for the extraterrestrial origin of primate evolution. VAT 14. There's a vaguely humanoid shape floating in the murky liquid. After staring through the glass for a while, you see what appears to be white hair, or perhaps it's a large jellyfish.
Interesting. I never noticed that before.
You never noticed what, my love?
You have a tattoo of the Eiffel Tower on the inside of your left thigh.
Ah, you are doing this to distract me, no? But I am worried about you, my Ernie. You are so big and so strong. But this ice pick fellow, he is a dangerous one, no?
Yeah, he's dangerous, but I'll pay him his dough. Ernie Leach always pays his debts.
Maybe you can do some more fencing for this Big Al. He pays well.
Yeah, Big Al's a good customer, but there's only so much fencing I can do for one guy.
This ice pick might try to make the example of you before you can pay him off. He keeps leaving these threatening messages.
Don't worry, baby. Icepick knows he won't get his dough if he kills me. Maybe I can get into a hot poker game down at the Harlem Swinger and win enough money to pay him off.
No, no, no. The gambling is what got you into this mess, my Ernie.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But I've got bigger problems tonight. I saw something I wasn't supposed to see.
What?
You're better off if I don't tell you about it. Now, what's this on the top of your Eiffel Tower tattoo?
I think you know what it is, my Ernie. You've seen it before.
And I always enjoy seeing it again, baby.
Ah, you American men are so charming. Sacré bleu!
Hey, you nosy dame, can't you see we're busy? Scram! Are you deaf? Read my lips. Get out!
Another lab door.
Oh, good evening, Miss Bow.
Hi, Dr. Miklos. I'm sorry if I startled you.
Oh, that's okay. I enjoy being startled. And please, call me Olympia.
Okay, Olympia. You enjoy being startled?
It gets the blood flowing. I love it. I was just trying to find Daisy, my ferret. She usually has the run of the museum, but it's time for me to feed her.
And you think she might be in here?
Well, she's been spending a lot of time in here lately for some reason. She probably likes the unusual smells. Who knows?
Can I help you look for her?
Thanks, but I'm sure I can find her. Would you mind leaving me for a while so she'll come out of hiding?
Certainly. Sorry to disturb you.
I don't have time for idle chat, lass.
Good evening, Dr. Smith.
Miss Bow, I did not expect to see you here.
Ah, but I knew you were coming.
You did? How?
How is not important. The question is, why are you here?
I had an appointment with Dr. Carter.
You must be aware that he's dead.
Dead? Why, I had no idea.
Died right here in this room, as a matter of fact. I'm surprised you hadn't heard.
I'm shocked. I don't know what to say.
I bet you don't. Where were you at 8 p.m. when he died?
At the party, of course. You saw me there.
Actually, I didn't see you there at that time.
But you must. Oh, well, there was the phone call.
Phone call.
Mr. Heimlich told me I had a call waiting on Dr. Carrington's telephone. When I arrived in his office, the line was dead. So I returned to the party.
Was Dr. Carrington in his office?
No, he was at the party.
Did Mr. Heimlich tell you who was calling?
No, he didn't take the call, and I don't know who told him about it.
You and Dr. Carter seemed to argue a lot about the Dagger of Amon Ra.
We had our differences of opinion, yes.
Did you kill him?
Miss Bow, I am shocked that you would ask me such a thing. I am leaving.
We'll talk again later. What happened to the pretty gold ankh you were wearing at the party?
I have no idea. I seem to have lost it. I don't care about the scribblings of that son of a camel. I'm sure whatever he wrote is a lie. I have only met her briefly, but she seems to have a sincere concern about my problems. A charming woman.
Do you know Steve Dorian? He works at the docks.
I don't associate with common dock workers, madam. You already asked me that, you silly female. I'm not familiar with this person.
While this This is one of the 3 wires that formerly suspended the pterodactyl from the ceiling. How ironic! After untold millions of years, this pterodactyl has claimed a new victim, a male specimen of Homo sapiens, which has been pinned to the floor by the pterodactyl's monstrous beak. The corpse is wearing a black tuxedo jacket. At the moment it's a poor fit, especially around the neck. You search the pockets and find nothing but the usual lint. You decline to take the jacket with you since it apparently contains no clues and is skewered to the floor anyway. You pull the thin wire. It remains steadfastly attached to the pterodactyl. You give the wire a pull, but it's firmly rooted to the pterodactyl's skeleton. The pants are damp and you're getting much too personal, Laura. You move the arm and it flexes easily. Rigor mortis is not yet set in. Don't touch it. You gently touch the pool of blood. It's very slightly coagulated. Upon close inspection, the blood has begun to clot, darkening and thickening. It's difficult to judge whether or not this blood is primarily from the neck wound or the point where the pterodactyl's beak impaled the body. Or both. You search the left arm for clues but come up empty-handed. You find a large grease stain on the right sleeve. You give it a quick whiff and identify the scent of turkey hors d'oeuvres. Close inspection reveals that these rented tuxedo pants have been altered many times. There's a small mustard stain on one leg. Your careful observation reveals that this is a rented tuxedo bearing the marks of repeated alterations. There is a stain above one pocket. A whiff reveals the strong, fresh scent of champagne.
You already asked me this, Miss Beau. Bonjour, Miss Beau. How are you enjoying the museum this evening?
I find it very stimulating.
You be careful walking around in this place with the murderer loose. Stay near the Detective O'Reilly or Monsieur Heimlich.
Thanks, but I can take care of myself.
Ah, but you'll keep saying that until the murderer he kills you. Please be careful. You seem like the very nice young woman. I would hate to see the bad things happen to you. Bonjour, Miss Beau.
I find...
You be careful.
Thanks.
Ah, but you'll keep saying that. Merci, but I think that ankh, it is Dr. Smith's sort of jewelry. You have no right to be doing the digging around in my garbage, Miss Beau. That garbage is private, and I will not be answering questions about it. I am not needing the notepad. I have several of my own. I do not believe I have met your father, Miss Beau, unless it was long ago and I have forgotten. I have met so many men, it is hard to keep track of them all. Monsieur Agostini, you know him? I understand he's a very powerful man at the newspaper. I would like to meet him sometime.
You eye this woman with a certain amount of jealousy. Her fashionably high cheekbones, impeccably styled hair, and sultry eyes make you feel mousy and naive by comparison. This is the Life Mask exhibit. You haven't seen this many dead-looking, expressionless faces since your accounting class at the university. You gently palpate the room, and the diagnosis is normal. You reach for the head, then hesitate. Something is not quite right here. You wonder if you should take a closer look first. It's Ziggy's head! Oh no! That doesn't look like a life mask! Oh no! You reach out sadly towards Ziggy's severed head, then draw away. He's clearly beyond all help. You reach out sadly towards Ziggy's severed head, then draw away. He's clearly beyond all help. You reach out. Ziggy is feeling a bit under the weather right now, perhaps because he's lost his voice and the rest of his body. In any case, he has nothing to say. Oh no! Oh no!
What is going on in here?
I'd say you've got some explaining to do, young lady. Why are you screaming?
I found Mr. Ziggy's head.
Very odd how you are always finding the bodies, Miss Bow. I think we should be going back to my office and interrogating you now.
Here now, Wolf. The young lady just found a man's head. Give her a moment before you get out your thumb screws then.
Thank you, Mr. O'Reilly.
Don't thank me, lass. I'm not saying you didn't kill the man. I'm just trying to restrain Mr. Heimlich's enthusiasm for his job.
But I will get results. Let me talk to her privately.
Now I realize you're just trying to help, Wolf, but I think we can learn what we need from the lass without harming her.
She could lie and you'd never know it. You Americans are too soft on your criminals.
I just walked in and found his head, that's all.
Well, Mr. Heimlich does have his point, lass. It's a wee bit curious that you keep showing up at the murder scenes before anyone else. How do you explain that, then?
Just lucky, I guess.
Well, you do seem a wee bit small to be sawing off a man's head, I'll say that much.
Thanks.
This Fräulein could have had help. Or maybe she's very clever.
Or maybe you're trying to pin the murders on her, so you can find the murderer and save your job, eh?
My job is quite secure, Herr O'Reilly.
Oh, really now? A security chief who allows burglars to steal the exhibits, then overlooks several murders happening under his nose. I'd think twice about your security methods if I was running things here.
This is hardly the place to discuss my methods, Herr O'Reilly. We have a suspect to interrogate.
Correction. We have a murder scene to investigate. We can talk to the lass later when she's had a chance to calm down.
Thank you again, sir.
You're a sturdy one, I'll say that much for you. One scream and you've got your head together again, so to speak. Just don't try to leave the museum.
I can't leave. I'm locked in.
Good. We won't have to worry about you then. All right, Wolf. We've got work to do. Let's go get the crime scene tools.